Tonight's special guest is love coach Adriane Hartigan. Is there such a thing as a soulmate? Can you learn and practice at finding love? The latest thinking is to see a love coach when love is passing you by. We welcome Adriane Hartigan as our special guest on The Beat Goes On. Adriane Hartigan, welcome to The Beat Goes On.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Adriane, you're here tonight because over a week ago we had that wonderful day called Valentine's Day.
Yes.
But you're a love coach, aren't you?
I am.
And after that wonderful day called Valentine's Day, I'm sure there'll be some unhappy couples in New Zealand because things aren't working out.
Not just couples, many singles. I
Yeah,
think
many
we have
singles,
a lot of people who
And
would love to have a relationship. Life without relationship is, meaningless.
It would be meaningless, wouldn't it?
So life is relationship.
It's very confused today. Men don't know who they are, and women are battling for their place in the sun. So, first of all, what is a man and what is a woman? What are the roles?
We are in this wonderful, unique time, where we have choices. 100 years ago, or even 50 years ago, my own mother, she hadn't the same choices I have now. You can choose whether to have a profession or whether a mom or whether to,
They don't come and see you because things are going well. They come and see you because everything's going badly. What's the main complaint from a man and what's the main complaint from a woman?
Main complaint, I think the key discovery, I think women are more drawn to seeking the balance of recognition and respect versus, being nurtured and supported and having, we women are probably really in a time of our life, and the way, evolution is evolving, that we want to have everything, we want, the freedom of expanding ourselves and equally being nurtured by our partners. But men are a little bit more confused in that, So the complaint is when people step in, I did everything I possibly could do. That comes more from the male side.
Yes.
But I just couldn't please her, it was never good enough, I was never doing it right enough.
So if that's a common complaint,
Yeah.
I did everything for her.
Yeah.
And still she's not happy.
She's not happy.
So what do you think's causing this? What do you think's causing
It's a very
this?
simple equation. If you really summarize it, men want a happy woman in their life.
Right.
And, I cannot be, asking my man to make me happy. It's my responsibility
Good one. Yeah.
to create happiness.
So
in
why
me.
aren't these women seeing that it's their responsibility to make themselves happy? Why aren't they seeing that?
I think because the conditioning is that through our mothers and grandmothers, in older times, the conditioning was to be heavily codependent. I think we gave our power away. And in that regards, some movements where women stand up and say, yeah, we want to be, equally powerful.
Yeah.
But that kills a lot of the feminine spirit, unfortunately, because we women want to actually enjoy the polarity of a relationship and see a man in his strengths and in his,
Right.
in his full, coming out as a strong being.
So can a woman in a relationship be the powerful figure in the relationship and still be feminine?
My tagline in my business is love coach, living love authentically. So for me, it's about bringing the person back to the authentic self and discovering what do I want, and also finding a particular way to express that naturally.
Where do you start?
Relatively early in the process, I go back to very early childhood, even before birth. That gets very deep. It's often a very deep evolutionary encoded process. How our parents related and how we actually picked up messages, verbally, unverbally, energetically. And, a lot of divorced children, being adults now, find it really, really hard to trust in their partners. So there's a whole world of inner, suffering and unresolved issues.
You must be overrun. You must. There's a lot of unhappiness out there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's growing. It's a growing,
It's a growing business.
Absolutely.
What's your success rate? Do you say, look, 100% success rate?
I would say in regards to finding what's going on, I would say there is a nearly 100% success
At finding out what the problem
what
is.
the problem
But
is.
whether that can be solved.
That's number one. So really being, in that space of awareness, bringing people to that place that they say, now I can see this is going on. I would say 99%, except very, very few situations where someone is still resistant to really see what's going on. But that evolves, that's a process. For some it takes a little longer to really be in that vulnerable space to admit that. In regards to finding the right soulmate, I think I have a very high success rate as well. And for some it takes again a little longer, but everyone who came to me for attracting their soulmate have found them in any time frame between 6 weeks, 2 months, up to one gentleman last year, 7 months.
Now, if a woman approaches you and she's having trouble, and then you discover that she's had 25, say 15 relationships, and there's a pattern, we talk about patterns.
Patterns, yeah.
And some people can't see their own pattern, can they? They are never wrong. It's always somebody else's fault.
That's right.
How do you deal with that?
Oh, I just very authentically, I just put them to the test. In them telling me their stories. And sometimes when their unconscious is already aware that actually that is not really supporting their real outcome, their desire, then they might take a little longer to tell me all the details. Yeah. But eventually it's coming to the surface because, in the process, it's for their own benefit that they actually get real about what they're doing or have done in the past, and really find a way internally to make a switch and to want to change that.
So you're a coach in the sense that you want the team to be successful, and the team is the couple, and you're the coach, as opposed to a love counsellor who is going to make a decision whether they should stick together.
I don't know. I can't speak for counsellors, but certainly it is a bit of a different process. I'm much more into building, a strategy. It
for
sounds
success.
very for success.
For
yes,
success,
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Now,
how did you get into it? You're obviously with that lovely accent. You're from Germany.
I'm from Germany.
Yeah.
I'm born in Germany. I came to New Zealand around 22 years ago, with the endeavor to, be in a country where spirituality and nature and, a lot of natural beauty would influence me. I worked many years in the film industry as film editor and filmmaker, and came here to switch my professional arena to healing and a more personal development focused career.
If somebody watching tonight says, I like what Adriane's talking about, and they wanted to give you a call, and is
very
it possible?
Simple. Yes, absolutely.
Can we give everybody a number? And
yes, 0800 14 which is 0800 14 5683. This is the New Zealand
we've
number.
got 0800 1 for love, so it's 0800, I'll give the numbers now.
14
56
83. And my website is very simple too, www.lovecoach.co.nz.
So this time of the year, Valentine's Day, of course, this is the peak of your year, isn't it?
Yes, it is a different. I had an invitation in my home. I invited a whole group of singles last night. We had a very, very successful party in collaboration with a dating agency. We had more than 20 singles coming and had a very beautiful evening with drinks and nibbles, and I gave a talk of around 1.5 hours, like a little mini seminar, and they went away very inspired, very, encouraged to look into how to manifest their soulmate even faster, So it was a very encouraging, very positively charged process.
So you obviously enjoy it. You love the work.
I'm very, very passionate.
Yeah,
I mean, I have, I have done a lot of different things which led coming together to do this as really the purpose of celebrating love in our lives. I think the world is not recognizing that there's so much focus on money and business, and if I would ask people, give me a dollar figure of what you would pay to create the most loving, fulfilling, romantic, passionate love relationship you ever could think. I did that exercise last night, and people were saying, wow, this is a question I never asked, because I would only think about business or about a house or a property. but never about a relationship. Because if I begin to value what I really receive and can give out, and the love I can, even accelerate in my life, and the passion of moving forward with a partner and creating a vision is something so beautiful and fulfilling and meaningful.
Look, you are so right, because all the effort and time just getting a driver's license.
That's right.
All the effort and time about learning what your business. People put a lot of time and energy. They go to university. They're going to be a biologist or something like that.
That's right.
And they put absolutely no skill or no thought or no time into the most valuable thing in their lives.
Yeah.
The biggest thing in our lives, isn't it? Man and woman.
And love. Okay.
See you next time.
Yes,
thanks,
thank you. Live love authentically.